Oh, hello. Welcome back. My name is Russell from Thomann, and today we're going to play some bass with some compression pedals. We got a wide array of compressions going from the more affordable to the top-end models. We're going to be playing on the American Professional Series Sonic Gray. It's a beautiful Fender Jazz bass. Running through a PJB amp just so I can hear myself. We're going directly through the DI and into the computer. So compression, what is it important for? Compression basically takes, it can either take the high and the lows and makes them closer to each other. And when it does that, then you can bring all of them up. So it's really good when you're playing funk and you're playing slap. That way it brings the loud pops and the sort of tiefer, so the lower, sorry, my Danglish is coming through, the lower notes and the higher notes and makes them more evenly, dynamically. And for rock music it's great because you can bring everything closer and then bring everything up. So you get this nice, full, warm sound from a compressor pedal. So we're going to start with the Spectra comp. Now this one at first looks pretty simple because it only has one knob to turn and one button to step on, but in fact it's the most advanced one, maybe. It actually comes with its own amp with tons and tons of different presets that you can download from. We're going to play on a preset, the Nielsen preset that comes with the app. So if you want to play with this preset, it's the Nielsen preset. So let's load it up. Let's do a bit of A-B. So the first thing you might have noticed, it sounds much fuller, definitely louder. This comes with also, if you don't like the presets, it comes with the software that you can use to make your own presets. But there are tons of presets already there. For the people who need a lot of control, you can use the desktop app and make your own. For those who don't need a lot of control, it's just one knob, so it's kind of works for everybody. So we changed the preset now in the pedal from the app. The preset is now called Red-Headed Bastard by the bassist from Exodus. And I'm going to play some shorter notes so you can hear the actual compression taking place, and then we're going to play some actual rock licks. So play some notes so you hear it. So that's a good little preset. It really cuts through the band. Well, that's what the preset says, and I guess I gotta try it out with the full band. But it feels like it gives it a lot more energy and power with this preset compared to the last one. But they're both good. Yeah, and tons of presets that you can try out on this thing. Moving on now to the EBS multi-comp pedal. This is actually a true dual band compressor. So this is now, we've now entered the realm of multi-band compressors, which basically, compressors deal with volume, but by having a multi-band compressor, you have different ranges of frequencies that they deal with the volume separately. So it squashes highs and lows in separate circuitry. So that way, there's a lot more energy sometimes in low frequencies that mess up with the high frequencies. You separate them and then you get cleaner, or it sounds different, has a different sonic profile to it. So let's try some funk with multi-band compression, see how that sounds. This is the funk riff on normal. So there's one more setting on this pedal, which a lot of people really like, which is a tube compressor. It actually doesn't have a tube in it, but it has a tube simulator. We'll get later to a pedal that actually has a tube in it, which is pretty crazy. But let's try some rock with a tube sim. So let's just rock on low notes. Okay, so that was the tube simulator. You can hear it exactly how you would expect a tube to sound. It's a bit warmer, makes the low end a bit fuller. Another thing to note is you can actually open this pedal and adjust the dual compression settings internally, which if you want more high or low compression, then there's no knob on top, but inside you can actually do that. Cool, nice pedal that different from the last one. You actually can control the comp and limit separate from the gain, which is super useful when you want to compress and raise things up, or compress and not bring it so high volume-wise. So now we're moving on to the MXR bass compressor. This one I immediately noticed has an input and an output, as well as ratio and attack and release control, which is completely different from the other ones. It also features a color bar on the top to show you how much gain reduction is going on. The EBS, the light actually blinks more intensely red when you are being compressed, but this one actually shows you exactly how many decibels are being compressed, which is pretty cool. We got a nice setting for slap for you. We got a request to do some Locrian slap, so we're going to do some of that. Let's get right into it. Yeah, nice pedal there. Lots of things that you can adjust. Let's try a different setting now. Let's even it out now with some smooth jazz. Got totally different settings on here, so you can hear kind of how it can boost a quiet sound to be a nice full sound. So let's start with it off. So you can really like brings out those notes that maybe you wouldn't hear, the subtleties of a quiet bass guitar. It's really nice with this setting. High inputs, low ratio, medium release and attack. Really nice. Cool, so now you've heard the range of hard, funky rock, metal, and soft, smooth jazz. So let's move on to the next pedal. So moving on now, we're going to try the Markbass Compressore, which I believe is Italian for something, I don't know. This one is special because it has a tube inside. What that means, we'll find out. Well, since we're playing a Compressore pedal, not a compressor pedal, why don't we play something Italian, eh? That sounds good, eh? Just a demonstration of compression. Compression is for dynamics, first and foremost. And it makes it so that the difference between a quiet level and a high, like loud level is more evenly balanced. So I'm gonna play just really quietly and really loudly without compression and then with compression, so you can understand really what the main point of compression is. So let's play really quietly. So as you probably hear without compression, you could really hear it getting louder and softer. And with compression, it kind of all stayed at the same level, which is good when you're in a performance situation and the guy at the mixing board wants to get a really clean mix, and it should be, ideally, all the levels are consistent. Because if the levels go loud and quiet, it doesn't make for a good mix in live performance, or just in life. So that is the main reason why people use compression pedals, to compensate for loud and soft things, so that everything sounds just always good. Yeah. So now finally we come to the ultimate super high-tech Darkglass electronic super Symmetry. So this is one of the higher end models. It shows the gain reduction in the blue knobs. You kind of have to look right over the pedal to see it. It's kind of difficult to see. This one actually has a magical knob on it, called something super unmagical, called blend, which is the dry signal with the wet signal and the mix between them. So you get your compressed with your uncompressed, and you have control over how much compressed signal gets mixed with the uncompressed, whether you want it fully compressed or fully uncompressed, or somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle is really what you want. So let's hear this thing in action. Let's see. So we did this with a longer attack time, so you hear the bursts in the slap and the pop before the compression starts, and we have a short release time so that when we're playing a bit faster, the compression has a bit more time to cut off again, so you can hear the next attack and release. You know what? Let's just play some Phrygian rock, because that stuff's cool, and let's just use this Darkglass setting, completely different, so you get a good feel for what something different sounds. Phrygian rock, go! The settings for this one, very different from the last one. We have a slightly longer attack, slightly shorter, medium release. The magical blend knob is at 50%, which again, this is what separates this pedal from the other pedals, is that you can blend in your dry signal with your wet signal. That means you can be much more compressed. You can make a compressed signal which is more extreme, but then mix it with your dry sound and you get a really nice sound. So that's why we got the compression rate is actually much higher. So I really like it. Good job, Darkglass. So thank you guys for tuning in and watching this wonderful array of pedals and experimentation. Come back every Tuesday. We'll have a bass video for you. And if you really like it, you should subscribe. There should be a T somewhere around my face or by my feet or something. So if you liked it, subscribe. And if you didn't like it, send it to somebody that you don't like and tell them to subscribe. Yeah, it's good. It's a good plan. Yeah. So thank you. See you around.